Do you have a brilliant startup idea? Visit our website at eapla.com to schedule a Blue Couch meeting and launch your startup journey today.
Welcome back to On The Cusp, and I've got my co-host Matt Snyder back with me today for another episode. Matt, who's our guest today?
Very excited about this. This is an institution here in Shreveport. We have R.L. McCary and Lynn McCary Thomas of McCary's Jewelers to talk just about having a business that has been so important to our community over so many years. I mean, when did McCary's open?
My dad decided to go in business. He was a watchmaker. Decided to go in business in 1941, like 3 months before the war started.
Wow.
September of 41, and it was like in the back end of a barbershop. You had to walk down the side of the barbershop to get into it. Then they bought the barbershop and finally got rid of the barbershop and remodeled the thing as a business.
And where was that? Where was the
410 Milam Street, right next to the Johnson Building, and across the street from Gold Rings, the Gardner Hotel. It was a pretty good location, with a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I think people don't realize what downtown Shreveport really was.
I just looked at a picture the
when you
other
said
day.
Gold Rings, and then Silver Brothers was down on the corner. So we had a good location, and a lot of people up in the Johnson Building. A lot of oil businesses up there did a lot of business with us. And of course, 3 months later when the war started, then things changed dramatically. We got a lot of servicemen in Barksdale, kept the business going. Then 61, we went out to Shreve City when it opened.
Okay, so you left downtown, and Shreve City had to be
brand new then.
Oh,
Cutting edge.
We opened up Shreve City.
Wow.
So, yeah,
that was
we
South
still
Shreveport.
we still left the downtown store was still down there.
Oh, okay.
But my mother and I went out to the Shreve City store, and I built it really. We did a little surveying over in Dallas and East Texas to see what a store would look like, and built that. And then when Penny's moved out from Shreve City, we decided that we didn't have that draw. We were running our own business, so we decided to go out further south on 70th Street.
Right.
I built a new store out there. That was in 86, I think. Mm-hmm. So we go in about 30-year cycles.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
And then that was the store before your current store.
Right.
Yeah.
Behind the Whole Foods. I don't even know what they call that street.
Fern Loop.
Fern Loop. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful store.
That's my grandson did that. And
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a really cool spot. I love that little loop. I mean,
so we built our business of, at one time when we were downtown, we had like 6 watchmakers down there. That was the big deal.
like truly like
Fixing watches.
Fixing watches
and repairing them. That was a big business. And I'll tell you a good story there. After the war was over, one of the big jobs was to come back and be a trolley driver. Didn't have to have any experience, just know how to drive a trolley. And to be a trolley driver, you had to have a certified timepiece, a pocket watch, just like the railroads had. And you had to have it examined and certified that it was on the proper time. Just the same.
They didn't look at their iPhone? Sorry, R.L.
That's funny. So, well, the big deal was that was a very important piece of equipment. And my dad took them out. We had a big board. You had to wind up all the watches every morning and hook them up on the board that we were working on. Guy comes in one morning. I was standing there watching him. And he said, I need to pick up my watch. He said, okay. So he reached up there and grabbed a watch. And halfway over to the counter, he dropped it on the floor. It was a hard floor. Hit real hard and bounced. I thought the guy would faint.
Right.
He just about passed out. Oh, his watch, is ruined. Well, it was a fake watch, really. He just was playing a game with him.
Oh my God!
Back in the
He
day.
picked up his real watch and gave it to him. And,
Oh my goodness.
surprised me at the time.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh,
We're
this is
in
gonna be
real big
expensive.
trouble.
Yeah.
So,
So those were true old school like pocket watches in your jacket,
yeah.
Yeah.
and
Do
you
y'all
had
still
to
have
it.
some of them? You
No,
still
they
have?
stopped making them.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, I could, if you want one, I'll find you one, but
Watches have changed
But
so
there's
much.
no watchmakers, literally.
Right, there are
None.
no watchmakers.
And you
right.
can't
That's
even
gone
explain what that
past now.
is to a young person.
Yeah, I mean, come on, I'm wearing
Much
an Apple
less.
watch.
electronic, and
Yeah.
they're not,
Yeah, and it's
they're
tied to my
not
phone.
mechanical anymore.
Yeah, it's
they're
not
all
mechanical.
electronic.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that will come back? I feel like I love wearing a real watch. I mean,
Yeah,
Do you
I don't
think-
think
I
we,
mean-
we
It's
hadn't got rid
popular,
of real watches.
But there's no one to work on them.
right.
No one.
So what do? You buy this expensive watch. I mean, I literally walked through the Dillards the other day, and I walked by the cabinet, and I looked at that watch, and I went, "Oh, that is so impressive. I would love to have that." And then I went, "Well, who would I? I'm going to break it. Who am I going to send it to? Send it back to the company? Is that what you do
We
now?"
send it back to the manufacturers up in New York. There's somebody up there that'll work on
And
it.
they'll work on it, and they'll send it back. It's just
Yeah.
like a knife, my
Yeah.
pocket knife when I'm
Well, a
outside.
little bit more complicated.
Yeah, a little more
Yeah,
complicated. But I'm paying as much for that knife as I am.
Maybe.
All right, let's talk about jewelry. Let's talk about what's happened in the jewelry business over. I love looking at things like over a long period of time, and especially I'm a lover of Shreveport. I fight for Shreveport. I want Shreveport to do all the best it can. Where is Shreveport right now? You've done business here a long time. Like,
I think Shreveport, if we work it correctly, we will be continuing to do real well. We've got opportunity. I've just listened to the program about getting the highways taken care of, and being a good distribution center in this part of the world
right.
will be important, like Amazon's here, and that's because we've got
Infrastructure.
infrastructure to help it. But I'll tell you about the gold business.
Yes, tell me.
The
about
gold business, well, up to 1971, gold was $35 an ounce. That was regulated by the government.
it. Okay.
And in 71, well, they let it float. They let the controls go, and it went up to like $100 and $200. And I can remember going to market saying, I can't sell this stuff at $200 an ounce. I think I'll go skiing, and I did. That's the first year I went skiing. So then I learned that really that changed our opinion of gold. We had companies that made gold overlay, that's like plywood,
Right.
a layer of gold on top of a base metal, make really fine jewelry. It was excellent. 2 years later, they were out of business because nobody wanted almost gold. They wanted real gold. I don't care how much it cost.
Because it was the
because
value.
it had value to it.
Right.
And so that taught you a lesson real quick. That
Yeah.
Now gold's $3,400 an ounce.
$3,400 an
Almost.
ounce. I
That
looked at it
changes things
yesterday.
a little bit.
I was listening to something the other day, and they were talking about aluminum and how expensive aluminum was at one point because you couldn't mine it and get it out, and then now we're wrapping our leftovers in it.
So y'all,
Aluminum
I mean, this is a
titanium and everything else.
I mean, you are a generational business that's been in Shreveport for a long time. You've seen the good, you've seen the bad, and you've weathered it. Is and you just said Shreveport's in a good place right now. What do we really need to work on to help move Shreveport forward?
At Rotary the other day, listened to a presentation, and I really worry about getting 69 through here because I don't think that the last I heard that we have not been proactive in getting right-of-ways and getting this development, the basic development started. If they're doing that, I asked the question, are we doing it? And they said, oh yeah, they were they were thinking about it, But
Yeah, I'm worried about that too because I hear Texas is working it a lot harder.
oh, they're working hard.
Yeah, they've already got the signs up
Yeah,
that says
I've seen
Route
it.
69 to Texarkana.
They were just
if Texas has their way, it'll bypass us.
Right.
And it'll go
Which
straight to
we
Texarkana.
don't need to have.
And we don't want that to happen.
No. So
Without a doubt.
I think that's one of the key things is plan ahead enough to get this done and to be sure that we are ready for it. If we're not ready for it, then Texas will take it away from us. I'm sure of that.
That's happened before.
Lynn, talk a little about the customers through the years. What is the jewelry customer like in 2025 in Shreveport, Louisiana? That's changing.
Yes, very, very much so. That's one of the things that I think is a fallout of COVID or whatever we want to blame it on. But young people aren't used to dealing face-to-face with people, and I think we have lost a sense of community.
Right.
When they started, you supported RL because
Right.
he lived beside you.
Yeah, that's right. You knew
and
him.
then you helped the guy down the street and you bought gas from him and you bought groceries from the other guy.
You bought your car from him.
Because it was a community and you helped each other out. And now I don't think they have that sense.
I think a lot of us are fighting for that. And I think there's the
Yes.
people that are trying to keep that part. And I have been very successful. People always, when they say I'm in marketing, they immediately go, oh, man, like on Google. And I'm like, I don't know how to work any of that. I still market like I did with my grandfather, making Xerox copies and sticking them on cars and knowing people and connecting people. And I think,
That helped.
I really hope that I think there's such
I
a
do too.
quality in that I think people will always go back to that to a certain degree. But it's definitely more of a struggle.
Yes.
Especially with really young people like
Yeah.
my teenagers and even Jack, who's 9, their, dependency on that iPad and their, just comfort with it.
Or
is concerning.
that's all there is,
Right.
So why would I walk into a store? I don't have to
Yeah,
talk
if
to
it's not
people
online,
face to
if
face.
it's not online,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
The
Yeah.
instant, being able to buy everything so instantly is
Yeah.
so convenient.
Yeah.
But it's also, I just don't think it's
Yeah.
the best thing for humans.
I don't know how somebody buys a diamond online.
Not well.
Not well.
Not well.
Okay. My daughter just got engaged, and they, I was talking about diamonds with them and all that kind of stuff, and I said, you can't buy a diamond unless you look at it and you trust the person that's selling you that.
That's
that
where it
diamond.
goes. Huh?
Yes.
I said, there's no such thing as buying that
Right.
online. You're not, you think you're saving money, but you're just wearing glass.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
We're spoiled because the way things have changed. Years ago, we had companies that sold add-a-link bracelets. I had a lady walk in the other day. She said, I need another link for this bracelet. This is like you buy a bracelet and you add links to it and grow it. Well, we don't want to do that anymore. We want the whole bracelet. We don't want to fool around waiting on the bracelet. And I had to go back to the company. I said, are you still in business? I hadn't talked to them in 10 years.
Right.
And they still made the parts, so we were able to take care of that. And that's another thing that I've always been important in what I do is help people and take care of their needs. That's where we'll fit.
That's right. You
Yeah.
can't go online
That's what
doing.
when
differentiates you
your
and your market.
anniversary is tomorrow.
That's
and,
right.
Hey, Alan Cobb, I'm on my way. What you got for
Yeah.
me, baby?
Yeah.
he's
So we
dug
need
me
to
out a
fill
lot.
There is no substitution for that. There
We
isn't.
need to fill that need, and that's where we need to continually impress people that, we McCary's can take care of it. We know what we're doing. We have that, or have the information for you.
His best quote ever is, there are people who sell jewelry, a lot of those, and then there's jewelers. And that's a whole different level. If you're lazy and you don't know what to do, you just hear, oh, I want this. Well, okay, I'll do it. Instead of suggesting, look, what if we did it this way, or I've seen it done this way.
Right.
Why don't we do that, or not do what you said,
Yeah, one of our best qualities of Shreveport, in my opinion, because of the size, is the relationships you have.
Absolutely.
I have clients where I've been working with this client in Dallas a lot lately, and they always give me such a hard time that, Matt, every time you go to lunch, you know the whole restaurant. And I used to be like, yeah, I can't believe y'all don't know anybody. And finally I stopped one day because they were struggling, and I said, I understand that in Dallas, you're not gonna walk in the restaurant and know everybody, but your office is right here and there's 4 restaurants right next door and you eat at them. I said, when we walk into that restaurant next door, are they gonna know you?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. And it's like, that's a mentality.
Right.
That's not that the city's too big. That's
Right.
that because the city's too big, they don't value or know
Right.
that relationships matter. And so if we're not utilizing that in Shreveport, that's one of our big pluses.
Yeah.
If we're not using the relationships to all make this thing work better, and that lack of traffic, real estate, and relationships, if I'm selling Shreveport, are the 3 things I'm leaning on. I can call somebody, I know y'all get into, in about every industry in town,
And get something done.
and get something done.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't happen.
That's what
in
you're looking
Dallas.
for, somebody that
Well,
can
I tell
take
people
care
all
of
the
it.
time.
Right.
I tell people all the time that Shreveport is the largest small town you're ever going to live in. Okay.
True story.
You're going to know somebody, or they're going to know somebody that you need.
You want a guy.
You cannot.
Shreveport, you can
substitute-
have a lot of guys. You can have a guy in everything.
I hope so.
and especially the jewelry business.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, hey, thank y'all so much. This has been lots of fun, and I learned something about Shreveport today.
I'm saying.
I loved it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, RL.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the podcast? We would love your feedback about today's show and who you think should be our next guest. Send us an email at info@eapla.com. Also, be sure to share the show and leave a comment on our social media post.